What up, YouTube? It's your main man, Boys for Life, coming at you with another fucking video. Ugh. Excuse me. With another video. Now, Cowboys are out, obviously. You know, the national championship game just happened. Atlanta won. Congratulations. You know, fuck them. I wanted Georgia to win. But I was watching a Cowboys fan video right now. Finally got to watch it. Cowboys fan 1980. Great video maker. Go watch his shit. He's right. He's right on what he said. I'm glad the Cowboys are in the playoffs because you know what? I would be stressing. Last week, of course. I would have been stressing, but like, shit, you know, Cowboys, they play. I gotta watch the game. I gotta watch the, you know. I would have been stressing. But it's nice because I work weekends overnight, so it's nice to go home Sunday morning at 7, go to sleep. Like I know it was the first Sunday, but I really didn't wake up to watch any football. I really didn't. Like, I woke up and I saw some, but I really didn't wake up and like, okay, it's noon, I gotta be awake, with only getting like 4 hours of sleep and then watching football until it's time to go to work, and then watching football until like 6 o'clock, you know, at work, and then doing work. You know what I mean? So it was nice going home, sleeping all fucking day, not having to worry about football, my Cowboys, anything like that. I will say this on Wild Card because I don't want to speak too much on it, but I'm only going to talk about one team, and of course you already know who that's going to be. It's going to be the Eagles, and all I got to say is watch out. I know y'all are like, oh, we're the best, we're this, they can't stop our run game, they blah, blah, blah. Look, all they got to do is game plan for the run, because we know you're going to run the ball, because we know you don't trust Nick Foles. I get it. He had like 4 touchdowns in his fucking comeback game. His first game that he had, I get it. You know, he's had some decent games, but he's been regressing a lot. Like, these last 3 Eagles wins were ugly. I mean, last 2 Eagles wins. Yeah, well, the last 3 Eagles wins were ugly, and then the Cowboys game, of course, you know, that was a shit game, but I was told that if I base anything off that game, I'm a fucking idiot. Well, first of all, obviously the guy's never played sports, because I'm talking about Nick Foles, you know, regressing, and Nick Foles not, you know, you can't win a game playing the way you played, especially if Nick Foles plays the way he played, which he was underthrowing the ball in the cold. He didn't like the cold. He looked very uncomfortable back there. And as a competitor, you just don't loft shit up in the air. You don't half-ass your throws, even if it's in a meaningless game. So all I gotta say to you is go fuck yourself, bro. You have obviously have never played sports or been that great of a competitor, or competitive period, to know that it don't matter if you're beating a team 50-0 or it's 3-0 and you're going for that game-winning drive. You don't half-ass shit, and you just don't do that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Obviously, you know, I'm going for the Eagles. I'm going for the Falcons. My bad. I'm going for the Falcons this week. I fucking hate you. Can't even fucking believe I said that. Anyway, now I want to talk about drafting, because drafting's in about 4 months. To draft, it's at AT&T Stadium. It's in my home state of Texas. I might drive up that Thursday to go watch the draft, because I got family up in Dallas. So I'm a little bit excited. So I'm being there, my Cowboy shit. You know, I hope there's some Eagle fans there, because you know what? You know, I coming into the season, I thought my biggest dislike were going to be the Giants. But no, the Giants, you know, they were whatever. You know, and the Redskins are the Redskins. They're the fucking, I can't even call them the stepchild, because they've won 2 Super Bowls, I think. 3. I forget, 3. And the Eagles haven't won. So they're like the, you know, redheaded stepchild. But even the redheaded stepchild finds a glass slipper every now and then. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is their glass slipper year, and we all know that it's going to be fun up there draft day. But what I want to talk about with the draft is key positions we need to fill. I've always been an advocate of get Heath out of there. Get him the fuck out. Like, I mean, he's an okay player, but he's a special teams guy. To me, put him on special teams, let him run someone down and tackle him. You know, I get it. He was the GOAT against the Raiders, but come on. One play isn't supposed to be your badass play, and that's your, whatever. But he's got to go. In my opinion, he's got to go, or put him on special teams. He is not a top player that's going to help us get to a Super Bowl win or even to the playoffs. Like, he's not. Like, I don't even know why he's there. Like, I just don't get it. Like, Jerry Jones he likes to put a decent to mediocre team to fill the seats to get our hopes up every fucking year. I mean, let's be honest here. Jerry Jones drafted the team in the 90s. He put together the team in the late 80s, early 90s to set up for those 3 Super Bowl wins. Yes, I get it. Jimmy Johnson wasn't there when Barry Switzer and Jerry Jones won in 95. But let's be honest, that was Jimmy's team. That was Jimmy. And ever since then, when that team started to break up, let's be honest, Jerry Jones hasn't done shit. But in his eyes, he's won 3 Super Bowls, one by himself. When he's a fucking idiot. Anyway, I digress, so I'm not going to get into that. But the free safety spot is one position I've always said we need to address. But looking at a few mock drafts and looking at certain things, there's a guy that popped up that I wanted to look at. His name's Roquan Smith out of Georgia, inside linebacker. Holy fuck. I'm looking at the teams in front of us. They don't need linebackers. They need offensive linemen, quarterbacks, wide receiver, and I get it. Maybe we need a wide receiver. I'll get to that later, but this inside linebacker, if we can, he's like a Sean Lee on steroids, if you will. Like, he knows shit. Like, he has a good nose for the ball. He knows how to sniff shit out. You know how Sean Lee, when they go for the screen, Sean Lee's the only one somehow that knows that it's coming and he's in the backfield? Yeah, Roquan is like that, but on 10 times more. And the fool doesn't look like he gets hurt. So what needs to happen is somehow we need to get him. Okay, you know what? I like Hitchens, but with Jalen and right now, keep Lee in the middle and then Roquan on the outside, that linebacking core, if Sean Lee stays healthy, will be reminiscent of the linebacking core that in the early 2000s of the Ravens. I'm saying that right now, if we get that guy. If we do. And then, after, that's the number one position that I want to worry about. That's the guy I want to get right now, is him. After that, then we can look at free safeties. And you know what? We really don't. I mean, we do need a wide receiver. We need someone with breakaway speed, but we got Bryce Butler, who I think needs to be starting in place of Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams should have never been re-signed. I don't like him. I never did. I don't know how you get to the pro level by catching with your body all the time. I've never seen this man once catch with his fucking hands. I don't got big hands, but I know I can catch a ball with my hands. I've made plays with my hands. In high school, I made plays with my hands. Catching the ball in freshman year. Because after that, I quit and played baseball, and I stayed baseball because that was my sport. But I've never seen anybody get that far. But hey, that's the Jerry Jones special right there, man. But yeah, those 3 key positions, linebacker, free safety, and wide receiver is what we need to address. If we can get, a late round, offensive lineman, a right guard or something, that'd be fucking amazing. But I'll have some more shit for y'all later after this weekend, because we already know the Eagles are going to be one and done. But Cowboy Nation, I'm out. Peace!